So I was wrong about something I said in a previous video. And what is that, you may ask? Well, like the video to find out. I'm just kidding, I'm going to tell you exactly right now. In the previous video about my 2-year journey in investing, which I have now since taken down, like about a month ago, I said something like, you gotta choose a company that will change the future, or have a bright future for that matter. What exactly having a bright future is quite vague, and I feel like it's quite an overhyped term, and it will lead to investing based on speculation. Like, you don't exactly know which company would actually do that, and most of these companies are actually just burning cash because, of course, they're doing their research and they don't have much sales, and their costs to operate their business are quite high, so therefore they don't actually have much free cash flow. I didn't mention anything like that, and I think that that was quite irresponsible of me. So I'm going to rectify that by saying that the best way to invest is to invest in a broadly diversified index fund such as VT, which is the Global Market Index Fund, in your tax sheltered accounts such as your TFSA and your RRSP, which is the Roth IRA and 401k in the US. Anyway, back to the original recording. I just hopped out of the shower and I realized something. Those financial YouTubers and just financial YouTube in general, it's hot garbage right now. You see these people just pumping all these stupid cryptos and speculative, unprofitable garbage stocks, and then you realize when you think for a second that the only ones that are suffering are actually just the viewers, who actually trust these creators that pump these stupid stocks like Financial Education Jeremy or Meet Kevin. And, I just thought that YouTube was just a pretty great platform where you can give information to your viewers without them paying a dime, and then in return you can actually get paid like it's your job. And I realize now that if you give garbage information, you still get paid. And that's just a conflict of interest. You just, for financial YouTubers, they just create whatever gets the most views, regardless of whether or not it helps the viewer or not. And I think that just defeats the entire purpose of what I thought YouTube was supposed to be, where you can help your viewers by giving them information, entertainment, and just have a positive impact in their lives. But these huge financial creators like Meet Kevin and Dogecoin Millionaire, they just pump out all these videos that people would want to click on, like, oh, is Dogecoin going to the moon, or is this stock going to be a 10x? And people click in and trust them because they have a large subscriber base, because that's a psychology and human thing. The more people that seem to trust the person, the more credibility they get. But if you ask any rational investor, which there doesn't seem like there are many today, they'll tell you that this is just insanity. And frankly, it is. Because back before the market crash happened, I used to be the type of rational investor to just invest in index funds. And before the crash, I got out of them because I watched the Chinese news and I was just like, okay, it's time to get out. And when the market crash happened, I just happened to dabble into individual stocks, and I got quite lucky to make a lot of money from the stock market. And eventually, because of all this hype and craze, where people are making 10x their money and all that, it's really easy to get sucked up into these pump and dump schemes and chase the next new shiny object that's out there. Because honestly, that's what 90%, if not more, of financial YouTube is getting people to actively trade. And as you may or may not know, active trading is one of the surefire ways for 99% of people to not beat the markets and actually not make the fair share of gains in the long term. Now, the only people that really get hurt from watching these large financial YouTubers' videos are the viewers themselves. Because these financial YouTubers, a lot of the time, they already have a position in the company that they're pumping or making a video on. And then once they make a video on it and more people see it, more and more money gets poured into the stock, and then the stock price jumps. And then the creator just leaves the stock with a profit, and the stock crashes back down, and now the viewers are left holding the bag. It just doesn't make any sense to me how these people are able to sleep at night, It's just mind-boggling to me. Like, even if they do lose money, for example, there are a lot of videos where they're like, I just lost $100,000 in Bitcoin, or, oh, Dogecoin crash, what's next? With their mouths hanging out, like, and you realize that if you have sympathy for them, you shouldn't. Because they're basically making all that money back from you watching the video in the first place, so that's one source of ad revenue, which is them introducing the crypto or the stock to you. And as they're riding it up, they make more and more videos to hype it up, so they get more and more ad revenue. And even the video where they lost $100,000 supposedly, they still get money from that. So the only person that's actually losing is you, who watched their videos and followed their advice. Because even though they're like, oh, this is not financial advice, but then they go on to make the thumbnail like, this stock is going to go up 10 times. I'm just suggesting it, suggesting something could be taken as influencing or giving advice. And I'm pretty sure they know that. they have that type of influence on people. But they just act like they don't, and they just don't assume any responsibility for it. And I got sucked into this. And the previous videos that I made about the stock market, I took them down like a month ago because I just don't think I gave the soundest advice like I did before, like investing in ETFs, which I will be going back to now. Because honestly, I got out lucky with a pretty big profit. Not as big as I could have, but because I lost some money here and there. Overall, it's still a gain from where I started a year ago, or 2 years ago actually. It's been a long time actually. Time passes pretty quickly. Anyway, just because these creators have a large portfolio, or larger one than the smaller creators like me, I'm a student, what do you expect? Like, these guys shill stocks for a living. Like, just because you have a larger portfolio doesn't mean you get credibility or you're correct. Just because you have more subs doesn't mean you're correct. Just because you get gains off of these stupid speculative plays doesn't mean you're correct. You know, there's only one way to guarantee your fair share of returns, and that's in the little book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. And that is to invest in a broad market ETF, such as VT, which is the total market, which means you own every company in the entire world for a very cheap expense ratio of 0.08, which pretty much means you'll be a better investor than at least 90% of the population just by buying this over time. Like, if you can save like $500 in like the next month, you just put that money in there. Oh, most importantly, you buy these in the tax advantage account. And since I'm from Canada, that would be your TFSA and your RRSP. Just because you won't pay taxes to the government when you make your gains. So that's pretty much the most powerful tools to build your wealth with. In the US, it would be your Roth IRA and your 401k, I believe that's what it's called. Anyway, that's pretty much the only way to invest. And I'm sorry that I made those 2 videos, even though it didn't get that many views. But still, a few hundred views could be leading people down the wrong path. So I can't take that lightly, even though I'm a small creator. And if you thought this video was useful, make sure to drop a like on the video, because I want to take on these big financial YouTubers to get them off the platform for giving such bad advice and destroying people's financial futures. And moving forward, that's what this channel is going to be about, because I just don't think I can stand silently on the sidelines when this complete travesty is happening before my eyes. And also subscribe, because apparently you need more subs to have credibility. Anyway, this video was inspired by Strongman Personal Finance, longtime Boglehead investor, certified public accountant, and author of the book Stop Being a Broke Loser. Even though his videos are a bit crude, I think he speaks the truth in his way, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Even though it is a bit crude, not gonna lie. But my sense of humor isn't the most family friendly either, to be honest with you. Anyway, check his channel out. He's a smaller creator than me, but he's gonna pass me in sub count in a couple days, maybe even faster. You know, it's just a matter of time. Anyway, like his videos, because he's getting destroyed in the like to dislike ratio. Share this video with a friend, because this needs to stop. Financial YouTube is garbage. Anyway, the little book of Common Sense Investing is also in the description down below. Now, hopefully we can bring financial YouTube to justice. And yeah, see ya.